5 habits that changed my life in 1 week. These lessons will change your life. Stoic philosophy. Imagine waking up each day feeling vibrant, your mind sharp, and your heart at peace. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But what if I told you that in just 1 week, you could step closer to the best version of yourself, not through grand gestures, but through simple, powerful habits. I embraced 5 habits for 7 days, and they reshaped how I live, think, and feel. These aren't the usual tips you stumble across online. They're real lessons forged through struggle, breakthroughs, and joy. This journey is steeped in Stoic philosophy, a way of life that teaches discipline, focus on what we control, and meaning in every moment. Join me as I share these habits, woven with personal stories and hard-earned wisdom. I believe they can transform your life too. First habit: limiting screen time. We live in an age where screens devour our time. I used to lose hours scrolling social media, watching videos, or checking emails, not realizing how it disconnected me from myself. Inspired by Stoic wisdom, focusing only on what truly matters, I set a boundary. Just 1 hour a day for non-work-related screens. At first, I was restless, reaching for my phone out of habit. But soon, I discovered a gift: time. I rediscovered forgotten passions, reading novels, sketching, even experimenting with new recipes. One afternoon, instead of binge-watching, I strolled through a park. The chirping birds, the scent of fresh grass, the breeze brushing my skin, it was life in vivid color, more alive than any screen. Cutting back on screens also transformed my sleep. I used to browse late into the night, leaving my mind buzzing. Switching to books or meditation, I fell into deeper rest and woke refreshed. By week's end, I was less anxious, more present with others. One day, I sat in a cafe with just a notebook, jotting down dreams and goals. Free from notifications, I felt truly alive. Limiting screens isn't about banishing technology. It's about reclaiming your attention and time. Try capping screens at an hour a day, and use the rest to connect with yourself, nature, or loved ones. Stoics remind us to guard our focus. This habit sets your mind free. Second habit: mindful eating. In my hectic life, I used to eat without thinking, scrolling my phone, working, or even standing up. I didn't see how this dulled my life until I embraced a Stoic principle: be fully present. I committed to mindful eating, giving every meal, every bite, my full attention. I started by creating space for meals. No phone, no TV, just me and my plate. I took deep breaths, chewed slowly, and savored flavors. One morning, I ate a simple bowl of oatmeal. Instead of rushing, I noticed its creamy texture, the subtle sweetness of honey. A familiar dish became a small gift, rich and alive. Mindful eating showed me when I was full, curbing overeating. I began to sense how foods affected me. Fresh meals energized me, while fast food dragged me down. One evening, I craved sweets. Instead of grabbing a snack, I paused and asked, what do I really need? I realized I just needed rest. This habit taught me to listen to my body and honor its true needs. Try one meal without distractions, focusing on each bite. Taste the flavors, feel the textures. Food doesn't just nourish your body, it feeds your soul. Stoicism teaches us to find joy in the ordinary, and mindful eating turns every meal into a moment of gratitude. Third habit: journaling to face yourself. Journaling once seemed like something for dreamers with too much time. But Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, urged us to look inward to know ourselves. I decided to try spending 10 minutes each night writing my thoughts, feelings, and experiences. No need for eloquence or perfection, just honesty. At first, I stared at blank pages, unsure where to start. I jotted simple things. What brought me joy? What weighed me down? Soon, I dug deeper, writing about dreams, fears, and areas I wanted to grow. Journaling felt like talking to a friend who truly understood me. One night, I poured out a stressful workday. As my pen moved, I saw what truly bothered me and how I could handle it better. That page brought clarity. I also wrote down things I was grateful for: a warm tea, a kind conversation, sunlight through my window. This shifted my view from scarcity to abundance. By week's end, I was more patient, more confident, and deeply thankful for the small things. Journaling isn't just writing, it's meeting yourself, learning from mistakes, and cultivating inner peace. Pick up a pen and write whatever comes to mind. Let your thoughts flow freely. Stoics valued reflection, and journaling is your mirror, a safe space to grow. Fourth habit: moving your body like a ritual. Stoicism teaches that our body is the temple of our mind. I'll confess, I neglected that temple for years, dodging exercise with excuses: too tired, too busy, or I'll start tomorrow. Then, inspired by Seneca's words on physical health as the foundation of a clear mind, I committed to moving daily, just 20 minutes, no gym required. I kept it simple. Brisk walks around my neighborhood, yoga from online videos, or dancing to favorite songs. The first days were rough, my muscles ached, and quitting tempted me. But midweek, something shifted. I woke up lighter, my mood brighter. One morning, I walked beneath towering trees, the cool breeze grazing my skin. In that moment, I felt free, as if worries dissolved with each step. Movement didn't just make me stronger, it taught discipline, a Stoic cornerstone. I learned that caring for my body was self-respect. By the week's end, I stood taller, slept better, and felt a new vitality. You don't need marathons or heavy weights. Find movement that sparks joy, dancing in your living room, hiking, or strolling a park. Make it your ritual, and watch your body and mind blossom together. Fifth habit, waking up early with intention. I used to cling to my bed like a lifeline. When the alarm rang, I'd hit snooze, starting each day in a chaotic rush. Then I recalled Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic who saw each morning as a chance to begin anew, to live with purpose. I set my alarm earlier, before dawn's first light, and gave my first hour to nurturing my mind and body. Those early days were brutal. I dragged myself up, eyes stinging, questioning if it was worth it. But by the third day, magic unfolded. In the quiet of dawn, with the world still asleep, I found peace I'd never known. I started with gentle stretches, wrote in my journal about my hopes, and breathed deeply to center myself. No longer racing time, I savored breakfast, sipped coffee slowly, and planned my day. One morning, I stood on my balcony, watching the sunrise. Colors bled across the sky, and gratitude washed over me. I realized waking early wasn't just about extra hours, it was about living intentionally, carving space to become who you aspire to be. Stoics teach we can't control everything, but we can control how we greet the day. Try rising 15 minutes earlier and make that first hour yours alone. Why are these habits so powerful? These habits aren't mere actions. They're a way to embody Stoic principles, mastering what's in your control, letting go of what isn't, and finding joy in simplicity. Limiting screens frees your mind. Mindful eating nourishes body and soul. Journaling brings clarity. Movement strengthens will and flesh. Waking early seizes the day. In just 1 week, I felt stronger, calmer, and closer to the person I want to be. Stoicism reminds us happiness doesn't come from outside. It's crafted in how we live each day. These habits are tools to forge self-discipline, gratitude, and resilience. I recall a quiet moment at week's end, reflecting on the past 7 days. I hadn't just changed routines, I'd shifted how I see life itself. How to begin? You don't need to tackle all at once. Choose one habit, try it for 7 days, and notice what shifts. Keep a notebook to track your thoughts, as Stoics did to ponder their lives. Perfection isn't the goal, progress is. If you stumble, remember Epictetus. You don't have to be great to start, but you must start to be great. I want to hear your story. Which habit calls to you? What sparks your desire for change? Share, because your journey might inspire others. Small steps lead to big outcomes. Live like a Stoic with clarity, purpose, and courage. Are you ready? 1 week can change everything.